Once again, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves waiting outside the doors of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you feeling nervous? Yeah, I am. I don't like it. Of course I'm nervous. What have we learned about Prince Juan? What do we know about the real murderer? Nothing. Easy there. We can do it. I'm really not sure. Senor Falcon, I trust everything is order. Absolutely. I've got every intention of bringing the truth to light in this trial. Such confidence. It's magnificent to see. And bringing the truth to light, you say, an admirable goal. No more jousting at imaginary giants. All of you cease your hammering. The door is open. Here we go. Buena suerte, Senor Falcon. We will. What? Are we ready? We're ready. I'm really not sure. JJ. Severin. Nervous? Why would I be nervous? I'm not nervous. I'm as calm as cuckoo. You're nervous one. The whole courtroom is nervous. Cool your feathers, Falcon. Terrible. You can't even maintain a stoic facade. I thought this trial would be the perfect opportunity for you to redeem your previous embarrassments. But if this is how you act before the trial has even started, why are you pompous tail posture perfect? Here we go. Order. Judge Romulus. This was the guy we saw before in that little cutscene. Something about a revolution, was it? Let's settle down. Court is now in session. What's up, Falcon? What is it? Is it me, or does the primary judge look hairier today? That's a different judge to the one that who resided over Dame Cataline's trial, you doofus. Oh yeah, still, it's a little strange, isn't it? Should it be was it a bird before? A little. Let's go with a little. It is a little, I suppose. Excuse me, Your Honour. I was under the impression that Judge Maxime would be residing over this case. Where is he? Judge Maxime has gone on temporary sick leave due to a terrible accident with a flight of stairs. That is shady. That is some super shady shit. But rest assured, as the assessors, prosecutor, defence and members of the jury, that I am more than qualified to fill his shoes. Without further ado, let's get the show underway. It is the trial of Prince Juan Curlew, who stands accused of murdering Major Howe and of conspiring to murder the king himself. Roll call. The defence is present and ready, Your Honour. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. Good. Very good. I expect this to be a nice, speedy trial. I don't want to see this dragged out by technicalities and bureaucracy. Well said. I expect that once the court sees the overwhelming evidence, the trial will be over in 5 minutes. Oh man. He's just messing with your head, Falcon. Keep it together. So we're all on the same page. Excellent. Prosecutor, please call your first witness to the stand. Very well. I'll call the police officer who investigated the crime scene. I'll call on Inspector Juste Valerti. Step up to the stand, Inspector, and recite the oath. Oh, this guy again. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Please recite your name and occupation for the court record. My name is Inspector Juste Valerti. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats. That'll do, Inspector. We've all heard your monologue before. Cold. Whoa, Cocorico's really going for a speed record, right? Can you tell us what you witnessed on the morning of the 7th of January? Of course I can. 10 o'clock in the morning, I was called to the Louvre Grand Gallery by one of the King's Royal Guards. Did he just say o'clock? He did. There I saw Prince Juan, King Louis Philippe, the corpse of Major Howe with a rose in hand, and around 24 citizens. The citizens and the king himself all attest to seeing Major Howe taking the rose from Prince Juan's hand and then promptly dropping dead. And what did the morgue uncover upon examination of the corpse? The coroner determined with absolute certainty that Major Howe died of poisoning. Aside from the prick on his finger, there was no sign of external harm to Major Howe's body. Therefore, the poison rose must have been the cause of death. Putting the pieces together, that does seem a very implicative of the prince. I've got no further questions. Damn, I was hoping the coroner's report would determine that the guy died from a freak heart attack or something. That would make for a particularly speedy trial, wouldn't it? But no, we're not so lucky. Something else must be amiss in that old bird's testimony. Right, I'll tear it apart. Your Honour, I wish to cross-examine the witness. Falcon, wasn't it? Don't waste course time. A high-ranking police officer would never lie on the witness stand. I wouldn't accuse the inspector of lying, but I just want to make sure that every base is properly covered. Oh, sounds like pointless nitpicking to me, but I'll allow it for now. Go on, do your cross-examination. This guy's not on my side. Oh, it's all against me. Select a statement to question. Okay, let's talk about the time. 10 o'clock, you say? Correct, 10 o'clock. I'm not going to nitpick over a mispronunciation. How long did you take to arrive? From the time you were called, how long did it take you to arrive at the crime scene? Around 5 minutes. I happened to be in the neighbouring Palais Royal at the time. A simple journey. I'm guessing the Major Hal would have been dead for around 10 minutes by the time you arrived. That would be a fair estimate. Plenty of time for a bad guy to slip away, yeah? That's definitely a possibility. And I don't think the court would appreciate my wild speculations, though. Do you have another question? No. Let's talk about Major Hal. I'd like to ask you about the victim. Who was he? It's curious. We spent our whole investigation focusing on the murder, but I still don't know much about the victim himself. Exactly who was he? He was a royal guard, a well-respected dog who was getting on in years. I was not friends with the man, but I'd met him on several occasions in the past at banquets and royal meetings and the sort. Major Hal was a stern, no-nonsense fellow, but he was a good man. His wife and children no doubt miss him. No doubt. Thanks for the insight. Do you have another question? Yeah, I do. What if he was the intended victim and not the king? Yes. We've been treating this case as if the intended murder target was King Louis Philippe. But there is another possibility. What if the killer was trying to murder Major Hal from the beginning? JJ, stop talking. You just said something stupid. I could explain why and humiliate you in front of the whole court. Alternatively, you could retract your question right now and I will save your humiliation for another day. Bollocks, I'm going with this. You're bluffing, mate. I know a bluff when I see one, Severin. My question stands. Okay, here goes. The myriad of reasons why your question was unfathomably stupid. First, it doesn't absolve your client of any guilt. If the defendant was intending to murder Major Hal, then he's still guilty of murder and would likely face the same punishment as before. Second, it doesn't make sense. Nobody has a motive to kill Major Hal, but plenty have a motive to kill the king. I get it. Third, many citizens attested to seeing the defendant deliberately trying to approach the king himself, not the Major. His intentions were clear to everyone present. Fourth, prosecutor, that will do. Defense, don't ask stupid questions. Oh, I lost favour with the jury. That's not good. Do you have another question? Not about the victim, no. Let's ask about the poisoning then. Inspector, you say that the coroner determined with certainty that Major Hal was killed by poison. Correct. He stated the signs and symptoms were textbook. There's no possibility that his death was unnatural. What kind of poison was it? Did the coroner mention specifically what kind of poison it was? He was not certain. At first the coroner posited that it was a plant-borne poison like that of an aconite flower. But when he learned how fast the poison had taken effect, he noted that it was atypical of aconite. Consequently, he suggested that it might have been some newly engineered concoction. What you got that only reaffirms that this is a very deliberate assassination attempt. Indeed. Have you got another question? Yeah. How was it poisoned? I know they're going to say it's the spikes on the rose, but how exactly was he poisoned? What was the delivery mechanism? His finger was pricked by the poisoned rose. He even commented out loud about it seconds before dying. All 22 citizens who witnessed the murder attested to seeing and hearing this. Is there any possibility that he was poisoned by something else? What an absurd thing to say. You just heard that 22 people saw the victim prick his finger and die. What are you suggesting? That the prick finger had no relation to the poisoning? I suppose not. I'm going to back off. Because there's also the chocolate. I'm not sure what's going on with the chocolate. Okay, select a statement to question. There's 24 citizens. You said there were 24 citizens, all of whom attest to seeing my client deliver the poison rose. When you put it like that, our situation seems dire, don't it? Correct, we collected precisely 22 testimonies, and there were no major inconsistencies. What exactly did they say? I'd like some further details. What exactly did the testimonies say? Each citizen attested to seeing the king and his entourage approaching the new painting in the Grand Gallery. They each heard the king deliver a short speech which was on the subject of progress and societal improvements and whatnot. There was some applause. Then Prince Juan stepped out of the crowd and approached the king with a rose in hand. Each person saw the Major Hal take the rose from Prince Juan, and each person saw Major Hal promptly drop dead. Gotcha. Some of the descriptions of the man's death were quite graphic. He convulsed, twisted and spasmed, said one witness. His mouth frothed like he was a rabid lunatic. Thank you, Inspector. I think we get the picture. We might as well ask. Are the testimonies trustworthy? I saw nothing to give me doubt, but surely there's a possibility that citizens were bribed or threatened. Falcon, I can understand having doubts with 1 or 2, but are you really saying that 22 people were coerced? Oh, I got a dodgy judge. I don't want to sling this accusation out just yet. No, having 22 people on the same lie would be difficult. I was just wondering whether some could have been misled. Given the consistency within testimonies, I very much doubt it. Oh, I am stuck. We didn't ask him about 10 o'clock. Let's go with that. Should he mean 10 o'clock? I beg your pardon. You clucked. Like a chicken. JJ, do you really want to kick off the trial by picking on petty pronunciation peculiarities? No. I suppose not. Let's get the clucking nonsense and get down to some real lawyering. You've got... Okay. I'm really stuck now. Okay, so evidence. Let's look at here. What have we got? Okay, so my current thought... Oh, there's a missing person who we haven't met yet. So I think that lady got the chocolate and poisoned the guy. Maybe? I don't really know. Okay, look at our evidence. We have got the book, no idea, the chocolate. And I think I'm stuffed. I think I've done this all wrong. Let's go with the poisoning and let's say the chocolate. How was he poisoned? So he's going to say it's the roses. I suggested that the prick finger had no relation to the poisoning. That is exactly what I'm saying. I'm going for it. I don't doubt that Major Hal was poisoned, but I do doubt that the rose was the cause. Unbelievable. Only a total buffoon will fail to draw a blatant link here. JJ, as tempting as it is to sit here and lecture on the basics of cause and effect, I'll end this discussion painlessly. Inspector, please tell the defence that you found traces of poison on the thorns of the rose itself. That should alleviate all doubts that the rose was in fact the poison delivery mechanism. Actually, I can't tell him that. Gotcha. I dread to ask, but why not? We didn't check the rose for traces of poison. It just seemed obvious that the rose caused the poisoning, given the timing of the incident. Well then, now would be a good time to take a test. Here's a marvellous thought. We prick the finger of the defendant with the rose. If there's no poison on the rose, Prince Juan lives and he's free to go. If the rose is poisoned, then the prince dies. But that's okay, because the punishment would be just as fitting of the crime. Marvellous suggestion. What is this, a witch trial? This isn't America. That's not how we do things here. Oh, okay. Calm yourself, Feathers JJ. It was clearly a joke. I wasn't laughing. There are far more humane ways for testing for poison. I'm sure the inspector will perform his duty with due diligence. Actually, we won't be able to test the rose for poison at all. Why? Given the dangerous nature of the flower, it was destroyed by the police force. We burned it to ashes. Such unprofessionalism. If we have no way to know whether the rose was poisoned, then this whole trial ought to be called into question. Nice try. But I thought the process of reasoning by elimination, we can still deduce that with absolute certainty that the rose was poisoned. In other words, there's nothing else at the crime scene that could have caused the poisoning. Wrong-o. There's something else at the crime scene that could have contained the poison, something the investigative police blindly overlooked. Chocolate time. Look at this. What am I looking at? It is the paper wrapper of a piece of chocolate. It was found in the Louvre, the Salle de Tibre to be precise. And we can date its consumption to the day of the incident. You're not suggesting, yes I am, that Major Hal ate the piece of poisoned chocolate moments before he died? Yes, yes, yes. You gained a little favour of the jury. That probably evens me out to nothing. Did you see the wrapper at the crime scene for yourself, Inspector? The police force does not have the time nor resources to trawl every piece of trash at every crime scene, I am afraid to say. In other words, you overlooked it. Astounding unprofessionalism. The prosecution is right to be disgusted. What a disgraceful display, Inspector. I offer my apologies, Your Honour. I don't want your apologies. I want you to do your damn job properly. Get off the witness podium before I kick you off myself. This judge is ruthless. As you wish, I will take my leave. Until next time, monsieur. I feel bad for him. Let me get this straight. The chocolate wrapper was found at the crime scene. Correct. And you got reason to believe that it was consumed on the day of the incident. I do. I've got an expert food tasting witness who's willing to testify if need be. You got a foodie witness? I don't recall anyone like that. Who on earth are you talking about, Falcon? Oh. Sparrison, figure it out, mate. But do you know for certain that Major Hal consumed the chocolate? Well, that's the fact we're still investigating. I see. And have you got evidence that this chocolate was in fact poisoned? Again, that is something that may require a little more time to definitively prove. So then, in actuality, you do not have evidence that Major Hal is consumed anything. Instead, you got a solitary piece of rubbish that you plucked straight out of the gutter. That is weak, even for you, JJ. Let's test it. Come on, let's test it. Let's move things along. I've got another witness I'd like to summon. He's a man who claims to have an excellent view of the people going in and out of the Louvre at the time of the incident. I call upon Monsieur Toussaint Kingsley. Could the witness please approach the stand and recite the oath? Who's this? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Alright, the oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear to tell whole truth, nothing but the truth. Please state your full name and occupation for the court record. My name is Toussaint Kingsley. I'm a person who fishes. A person who fishes? So are you a fisherman? Oh yeah. Is that how it is? I thought the French justice system was better than this. I beg your pardon. Here comes Toussaint Kingsley, the kingfisher. Clearly he must be a fisherman, because didn't you hear all kingfishers are fishermen? Oh, you're calling him out on it. Well, you are carrying a fishing rod. And? Can a man not carry a fishing rod, reel and bait without being branded fisherman? Look. Prosecutor's carrying a riding crop. Clearly he must be a horse jockey. For pity's sake. Fine. We can list your occupation as a person who fishes and not fisherman. Thank you. Actually, why do you carry a riding crop, Severin? I've never seen you ride a horse. I don't know. Why do you, a 30-something-year-old with no health problems, carry a cane? This is veering quite far off the course. Could the prosecution please get back to his questions? Of course, Your Honour. Monsieur Kingsley, is it true that you were nearby at the Louvre at the time of the incident? Yes, I was sitting on the railing of the Pont des Arts. So he was on the art... Oh yeah, here we are, just here. Bing bing. That's the new bridge. That's just a stone's throw from the Louvre South entrance. Correct, that is right. What were you doing at the time of the incident? I was fishing. Kingfishers, am I right, Falcon? This guy's a shitster. So you would have had plenty of opportunity to see those who entered and exited the palace. Can you tell us who you saw? Well, the Louvre's a busy place. Naturally, I saw a lot of people. But at 9 AM, I saw King Louis Philippe himself enter the building. He was surrounded by his entourage, of course. Then at around 9:30, I saw a shifty-looking fox lurking around the entrance. Your Honour, I object to the witness's use of shifty-looking. It's a vague and biased description. No, really, it looks super shifty. I saw him rubbing his paws and cackling gleefully. That's pretty shifty. Then I saw him take out a rose and carefully rub the stem. Rub the stem of the rose, you see, as if he were applying something to the flower, perhaps. Well, monsieur, I really shouldn't speculate. Of course, it's wrong of me to ask such a leading question. But yeah, it definitely lies putting some sort of powder on the stem. Well, even I wasn't expecting such a bold admission. Members of the court, it sounds like we've got a direct witnessing of the defendant readying the murder weapon. The defence claims that the rose was never poisoned, and yet here we have a man who saw the poison with his own eyes. I smell perjury. Do ya? No question. He saw the shifty-looking criminal readying poison and cackling near the crime, seeing the crime himself. That's not believable at all. I think you might be right. I wonder if I've got any evidence that calls Toussaint's story into doubt. I do. I've got the page that puts him in the garden. I'm ready. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Really? This nonsense again? You just heard the witness directly describe your client readying poison on a rose. What is there to question? I'm just trying to uncover the truth, Your Honour. Fine, do your thing. Go on, Falcon. Make a fool out of yourself. It's the cross-examination. On the Pont des Arts, yeah? Monsieur Kingsley, you say you're sitting on the railings of the Pont des Arts on the morning of the incident? Yup. Is it a good fishing spot? I assume you'd be better off fishing upstream, away from the sea. It's okay. You think the pollution would scare off the fish, but some species thrive on it. I managed to catch a 70cm zander from that spot the other day. Really? A 70cm zander? What bait are you using? Good question. See, some like to use worms, but I found that a good roach will always triumph. I object. It's off topic. Sustained. Discuss your fishy business once the trial is over. Do you have another question? What else have we got? What entrances can you see from the bridge? Monsieur Kingley, you got a good view of the Louvre South entrance, didn't you? Yep. Pont des Arts is a great vantage point to see in the Grand Gallery's south side. Except our fellas over here in the garden. What about the other entrances? What, you mean like if you're entering from the gardens? Or the Place de Carousel? Nah, I couldn't possibly see those from the bridge. But of course that isn't relevant. Monsieur Kingley witnessed Prince Juan entering the south entrance with flower in hand, and that's what counts. But what if he used another entrance? I'm going for it. What if he approached the Louvre from the gardens to the west? Tuileries Gardens, that's a big what if. Do you have any evidence that Prince Juan entered the Louvre Gardens? I do. I have definitive proof that Prince Juan approached from the west, not the south. I know what I saw, monsieur. I'm doubtful too. Go on, JJ. Show us your proof. We have got this page. And it matches his book. So yeah, let's do it. Look at this. A book page? Page 44 of Don Quixote specifically. It was found just outside the Louvre's west entrance. This proves nothing. I'm not done yet. Take a look at this. Don Quixote. This is the book Prince Juan has been reading in jail since his arrest. I believe he had it on his person for some time, and yet page 44 is missing. That is the first thing I checked. You do realise what this means, don't you, Severin? This defendant was present in Tuileries Gardens prior to entering the Louvre. This also means that in all likelihood, the defendant entered the Louvre from the west entrance, not the south. He could not possibly have seen by Monsieur Kingley from the Pont des Arts. What? I know what I saw, monsieur. A fine theory, Falcon. But maybe the defendant took the long way round. One can still travel Tuileries to the Louvre's south entrance by walking along the river. An extra 2 kilometres of walking just to enjoy the pre-murder scenery. Let's not say silly things, Cocorico. Okay, maybe the defendant deliberately left the page there to mislead the investigation. Now you're the one who's blindly speculating. It's not blind speculation. It's a viable hypothesis. You're fond of logic, aren't you, Kokori? Let's talk about Occam's razor. When torn between two seemingly equal hypotheses, we must side with one that imposes the fewest assumptions. Which of these theories takes fewer assumptions? 1. The page from Prince Juan's book fell out on his way to the Louvre south entrance. 2. Prince Juan deliberately planted the page on the off chance it would be discovered, and then he took the long way round. How dare you, the nerve of you to lecture me on such basic philosophical concepts. I'll stop lecturing you when you stop making such basic mistakes. It's getting personal. Monsieur Falcon, calm yourself. What's the point of all this yammering? Ultimate point is that Toussaint's testimony is fabricated, made up, utter fiction. Now, everything I said is the truth. I suspect that the witness isn't even a fisherman. I'm not a fisherman. See, he admits it himself. That's not what I meant. Oh, I gained more favour with the jury. That's good, that's good. Prosecutor, you have something that will put this arrogant Falcon in his place, don't you? I must concede. Oh dear, on this point at least. Falcon's evidence strongly suggests that the key component of Monsieur King's testimony is false. No way. Why would this guy lie? This doesn't mean that Prince Juan is innocent, of course. All Falcons demonstrated that this particular witness is unreliable. But he did see something, he really did. I believe him, I honestly do. Alright, so maybe I didn't exactly see a shifty looking fox. I made that part of the story up. But I did see a swan lurking around the south entrance on the morning of the murder. Oh, here it comes. Do shut up, witness. Your word is mud at this point. How can we possibly trust anything you have to say? Your Honour, Judge Romulus, we're out of time. We're 10 minutes overdue to start on the Hare v Tortoise trial. It's that late already. Curses, I was hoping that we'd have the case wrapped up in a single trial session. It is a shame, but ultimately, an accurate sentencing is always preferable to a speedy sentencing. Alright, I don't need to hear your moralising. Court will resume on Friday, 21st January at 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Prosecutor, do your damn job. Get the stupid fox for a conviction already. I will do my best to ensure that justice is served, Your Honour. This thing stinks. All of it stinks. This is bullshit. Oh, the judge is bogus. My client is a liar. I think the swan girl who might have done the murder has run. I suspect that the victim was probably blackmailing or something like that. Oh no. A lot came up in the trial, yeah? No doubt about it. Something's bothering me. Why would the fisherman guy, Monsieur Kingley, lie on the witness stand? Maybe he was coerced. Someone made him do it. Coerced or bribed? That's what I was thinking. Maybe the real murderer threatened the fisherman into making up a story about Prince Juan. Let's keep an open mind. Anything is possible at this stage. But to be perfectly honest, something else is bothering me about the trial. All of these three. Like this. Yeah, the judge. He's acting without a shred of professionalism. He's obviously more interested in securing a guilty verdict than he is in discovering the truth. But why? Maybe he's got a vendetta against Spanish royalty. I'm not so sure. There must be something else at work here. Excuse me, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it's the rabbit. Sorry to bother you, but a letter just arrived. I think it's for you. I wonder why it wasn't sent to my office. Have you been demoted to courier status, Rupert? Hush, Sparrowson. I don't need to be pitted by my first-year dropout. Good comeback. What does the letter say? It's a threat. A threat made with cut-out newspaper letters. Well, I didn't know those things actually existed. Let me see. Falcon. I love the capital letters and stuff. Stop your investigation, or there will be consequences. Scary. There's no question that this letter originated from Major Howe's murderer. He or she must be aware that we are getting close to uncovering the truth. Sounds about right, but why would a person write with cut-out newspaper letters like this? Masking one's handwriting would be the most common reason, although I can't help but wonder why they would bother, since we don't have any handwriting samples to compare it to. We're still going ahead with our investigation though, yeah? Yeah! Oh yes, absolutely. If a lawyer were to tell every time he received a threatening letter, they'd never get any work done. Besides, only 3 days before the next trial session, we can't afford to be worrying about petty things like this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, you're right. Let's make those days count. I've got to be so careful with what places I pick. Oh no. Okay, so our options are, we've got the chocolate shop, we've got the palace, and we've got R&M Associates. Okay, so our client, he asked us to talk to Mousy, so I guess I'm gonna do that. Yo, what's up? Hello again. Hi, Mousy. Mousy, we've got a message for you. It's from Prince Juan himself. He wants to know if the birds have flown south for the winter. Whatever that means. Oh, yes. The birds have migrated successfully. But if Prince Juan told you that, then that must mean he trusts you. He must want you to take these. Go on, take them. What are they? Used train ticket stubs. It looks like 2 people took a railway trip to Vienna. What exactly is the point of this, Mousy? Prince Juan said they'd be help with the trial. See the names. Gautier Signy. Nicole Signy. I recognise the surname, but I don't know who the people are. Neither do I, really. Prince Juan told me to book the train tickets for these people, and then to make sure they caught the train. And so, that's what I did. Strange, I'm not sure exactly how these stubs are supposed to help with the trial, but I'll keep hold of them just in case. I think they're aren't they her parents? The Swan Girl's parents. Ticket stubs added to the evidence folder. Let's go, Sparrowson. I'm done playing courier. Good call. That was good. I needed that evidence. Okay, so that's 1 day gone already. Oh, shit. Is there any point going to the chocolate shop? I need to go to the chocolate shop if I have a real suspicion on who picked up the chocolate. So it's either going to be the Swan Lady. That's the only person I can think of. Shall we risk it? No, we've got 2 more days, I think. But I'm worried. Okay. Let's go for the chocolate shop. Welcome back, monsieur. Have you finally decided to sample my fine chocolate? Or perhaps you just returned to ask more questions? Just the questions today, I'm afraid. Could the chocolate have been poisoned? Ask nicely. Is there any chance that your produce could ever have been contaminated? Absolutely not. I stand by my claim that my chocolate is the finest in all of Paris. I go to great lengths to ensure that the highest quality is ensured. Any contaminations would be terrible for business. Gotcha. Was there something else you wanted to ask? Who bought the chocolate? Let me think. Okay, so we're gonna go straight to it. Did the swan buy the chocolate? Have you ever served a flower-selling swan named Catherine Marie Signy? No, monsieur. What are you thinking? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. If she were the chocolate fiend, then that investigation would have become much simpler. But since she's not, let me think. Who to ask about? I had a thought. What about the judge? Can you imagine if the judge bought it? Shit. Let's do it. Have you ever served a hairy wolf in judicial robes by the name Judge Romulus? Yes. Fuck. Yes, monsieur. Alright. Have you ever served... Wait. Did you just say yeah? Yes, monsieur. A wolf in judicial robes. I did serve a person like that a little while ago on the 6th of January, to be precise. Did he say or do anything suspicious? Not that I can recall. He was a pleasant fellow, a bit toothy. He bought 200 grams of classic dark Belgian chocolate with a custom filling. A custom filling? Some type of caramel. He provided it himself, although he unfortunately did not bring enough for me to sample. What does that mean, Falcon? Well, we shouldn't make assumptions. It may just mean that this judge liked to eat chocolate. Bullshit. Oh, this... How are you going to nail the judge for the murder? But if the judge's purchase is related to the wrap at the crime scene, then... Monsieur Hagelslack, do you think I could get a copy of Judge Romulus's receipt? I can do one better. I've got the original right here. I'll keep him for tax purposes, you understand. This guy's got my back. Thank you, Lander. You are the man. Is it okay for us to take it, monsieur? Absolutely. Memorizing the receipt's contents is trivial. This guy's a hero. Chocolate receipt has been added to the evidence folder. Would you look at this thing? Judge Romulus signed it in green ink. Green ink? I knew Judge Romulus was shady, but only a truly villainous people write in green. Thanks very much for your time, Monsieur Hagelslack. You've been enormously helpful. Seriously. That was amazing. Alright, I'm glad to be of service. I wish you the best of luck with your case, monsieur. Oh, the judge bought the chocolate. I'm glad I didn't go to the palace, because I would have been such a dead end. Okay, we're off to the offices. I'm feeling pretty confident about the case. The bigger picture's coming together nicely. I'm frankly shitting myself, because the implications of this whole thing are pretty crazy. I'm somewhat relieved that Prince finally came clean. His secret was putting the whole case in jeopardy. We've still got one day until the trial, but how to spend it? I suppose we could revisit the Louvre, or maybe we should just play some cards at Le Canard Joyeux. Something wrong, Sparrowson? You're being unusually quiet. Falcon, we gotta talk. What's up? I was doing some thinking. Dangerous thing to do. Anyway, I realised that we're missing a crucial piece of evidence. What's that? Well, we know that Major Hal consumed a piece of chocolate before he died. And we know that he died of poisoning. But we still aren't sure that the chocolate was the cause. This is true. If we keep pushing the chocolate theory, Kokoriko will almost certainly bring that up. So I thought to myself, if one were to consume the wrapper itself, that may provide proof of whether it contains traces of poison. Don't do it, Sparrowson. Well, sure. That could work, but it would be incredibly foolish. Wait, were you thinking of eating the wrapper, Sparrowson? Maybe. Stop those thoughts right now. I'm not going to let you potentially kill yourself like that. I need to say it. That's why I've... Oh, fuck. He's already eaten it. 45 minutes ago. You bastard. Sparrowson. Did he fall over? Oh, hi, how's this? Doctor. Is Sparrowson okay? Well, He's not conscious right now, but he is stable. I think it's safe to say that your friend is not on his deathbed. Thank God for that. How did you say it happened again? It's complicated. Lowering occupational hazard, doctor. Can you tell me what poison caused this? I've got no idea. I'm an expert in mental health, not toxicology. But I've sent for a specialist who should be here by tomorrow morning. He will make a full assessment. Good to hear. Thanks, doctor. Take good care of him. Wait a moment. There's a matter of the bill. We'll have to discuss it later. I've got an important case to prepare for, and I'm one partner down. I see. Rest assured that your friend is in good hands. Oh wow, this is terrible. This is crazy. What the hell was Sparrowson thinking? I can't win a case like this. You. I finally found you. Who's that? Running around like a headless chicken. You're one tricky lawyer to find. I told you to drop the investigation, but you wouldn't listen. I can't see him, monsieur. Step forward. Alright, I'll step forward. But it'll be the last thing you ever see. Shit! Au revoir, JJ Falcon. Oh! I just got knocked out and thrown over the bridge into the water. What happened? Am I dead? No, it can't be right. It's night time. I'm just sleeping. If I focus and count to 3, I should be able to wake up. 1, 2, 3. Did it work? It's all wobbly. Oh, Dame Cataline. I can't believe how easy you were to fool. I put on a cutesy voice, acted all innocent, and you ate the whole thing up. What should I do? Let's just take it in. Silence. I shouldn't be surprised. There are no words that excuse the heinous act of putting an innocent man on death row. That wasn't my fault. Hey, where are you going? Out of the way, Severin. I'm not done talking to Dame Cataline. It wasn't my fault. Is that the excuse you make for all your failures? I'm not making excuses. Failure after failure after failure. No desire to improve yourself. You're a joke of a lawyer, JJ. Don't call me JJ. Is that all you got to say? How pathetic. You don't even deserve to stand in your grandfather's shadow. Okay, we got some backstory now. My grandfather. I'll prove you wrong. I can do better. Ah, Shoe Sparrowson, have you come to berate me too? What? Nah. I'm just here to tell you to wake up. Wake up, monsieur. Hey, can you hear me? I said wake up. Did someone just try and kill me? Is this just what happened? Okay, we're off to the bridge. Pont des Arts. That's by the Louvre. Come on, monsieur, wake up. Oh, he's fished me out. What a hero. I said wake up, you're starting to worry me. Thank goodness. I wasn't sure whether I'd have to find a doctor or a mortician. My head, this guy saved my life. Where am I? The Pont des Arts, you know, by the Louvre in Paris, France. I just fished you out the Seine, nearly broke my rod doing it. Wait, I know you. You're that disrespectful liar guy, Jero Falco or something. What time is it? Actually, what day is it? You hit your head pretty hard, yeah? 21st January, and around 9 o'clock in the morning by my reckoning. 21st. 9 o'clock. Shit, the troll. I should have been at the court d'assises 10 minutes ago. Alright, you're running late. Take it easy, monsieur. I'm sure they'll be understanding. Maybe if I sprint it. In your condition, that'd be stupid. Take a seat, clear your head. I'll go get some dry clothes. No time. Wait, monsieur, at least take this before you go. What's he giving me? What is it? A dip pen? No, wait, it's a modern fountain pen. Bone handle. Gold nib. Very fancy. Thanks, monsieur, but this isn't mine. Really? Are you sure? You're holding it pretty tightly when I found you. What? I was holding it, then I suppose it has to be mine. Thanks, fisherman. I owe you one. Don't call me fisherman.